I have studied in a few other traditions, and that said, though, at the very beginning I was given the book The Heart of Yoga and read that, and it made me very curious about yoga, and I began to understand that it was more than just asana. So it took me some years before I met a teacher in this tradition, and immediately it was a good fit, or the right fit for me, I knew, because of this one-to-one teaching method, which was completely different than any of the other styles that I had practiced. So it became more a relationship, and that helped me to go deeper beyond just the physical practice. So I started studying with Kausthub a few years ago now. I traveled to the States to a workshop that he was presenting there, and immediately was very happy with the workshop and his style of presenting these teachings in a very simple yet profound way. From this workshop, it was a possibility then to begin to work one-to-one with Kausthub, and that I thought maybe would be a problem with me being in Canada and him in India, but technology allows that to happen quite easily. The process of this one-to-one session is actually quite simple. You just show up at your set time and have conversation, and through this talking and sharing and answering from, honestly, I guess, from your heart. So from this conversation and the dialogue that you have and you share, Kausthub is able to create a personalized practice for you where you are at this moment, and maybe can help you move forward and begin to help you deal with your situation, if you're having any problems. That can be physically, but also in relationships within your home or at work, wherever you may be having some struggles. With Kausthub, it's not only about asana practice. It's using the different tools that are available through yoga. So that can look differently for everyone depending on what it is that they feel they need or comfortable even with doing. So it can look very differently for each individual what the practice is. And depending on where the individual is in their life, what age they are, what their current responsibilities are, how much time they have to give to a daily practice. So I feel like people shouldn't hold themselves back from committing to beginning this, because it can be very simple. It doesn't have to be an hour each day. It can be 5-10 minutes, and that could be enough to help making changes happen for this person in their life. Working with Kausthub, for me personally, has been a very positive experience. sometimes it's difficult to want to address where we're having struggles in our life. And oftentimes, fear can hold us back from looking into these areas of our life. And I feel like by working with Kausthub, I have been able to start looking at these areas in my life and addressing these issues. And I feel supported, and I feel like it's helping to go through this process and to be able to deal with all the responsibilities that I have in my life at the same time. It's no longer such a rigid, structured training that I'm going through. He's helping me to understand that yoga is about my relationships. My relationship, first of all, with myself. So, starting to look at myself and how I treat myself, and then from that, how that affects all the other relationships in my life. I'm a mother of children and a wife, and I feel like this is helping me to express myself from my real self and have a connection, a better connection with those in my life. It's so much not about the physical practice of yoga. It's about living my life and having good connections with the people in my life, and not only just on the exterior, but also having a good and healthy relationship with myself. So what's unique about Kausthub's style of teaching is that it's a very casual environment. It's very comfortable in the training that I'm doing right now. But at the same time, the teaching is very profound. He's able to express and transmit and share the teachings in a very practical way. So it's not something where we have to change anything that we're doing. He makes it accessible to where each individual is at right now. And he's got a really good sense of humor, so it makes it a fun environment to be in. And you also feel very cared for and supported through this process. Yes, so there were some controversies with or regarding Kausthub in 2012. I did hear about this and decided shortly thereafter to go and meet him at a workshop that I was able to attend, because I didn't feel like I wanted to listen to everything that I was hearing. I felt like, in a way, we're human and we're not perfect, and if something has happened in our lives, then we can learn from our experiences. So I didn't want to judge because I didn't have anything to do with that situation. I wanted to be open to go and to hear and to see and to feel for myself. And for me, it wasn't an issue. I feel safe studying with Kausthub as a teacher. I feel like he's a very caring person who cares about his students, and he has so much to share. And for me, what can I say? It's not an issue. Three adjectives to describe Kausthub. I think and feel that he is a very empathetic person who is non-judgmental and honestly just accepts everyone for who they are. So you can share openly and honestly with him. Dynamic. He's a dynamic teacher who engages the students and captivates your attention with his knowledge and the way in which he presents it in such a practical manner, applicable to our life in these times, not long ago. So bringing the traditional yoga to the here and now. And bright. He's not only bright with his teachings like knowledge and intellectual, but just his personality and what he invokes in his students.